We're live. We're live. We're taking some shoes off. See? We're taking the boots off. Just got back from dinner and drinks, and we're gonna do a live. I'm over here. I am over here. We're starting a live. I'm gonna show you the dress I wore, and we're gonna do our live. We're gonna do our live. Hello guys. We're gonna go live. We're gonna go live. We're gonna go live. We're gonna be live. Hello everybody. Please do join us. Like, share, and subscribe. We just got back. Listen, I just got back from dinner and some cocktails. And we're gonna go live. We're gonna go live. We are. We are. We're gonna do mealtime for the kitty cats, and we're gonna go live. We're gonna go live, guys. We are. We are. How's everybody doing? Is this working? Is this working? Hi. We're live. Hello, Amit, Dhiman. We're live. We're live. Good morning. Good morning, Mumbai. Good morning, India. Good morning. All right, am I busy? I just got back home. We're gonna feed the kitty cats. Then we're gonna do a live. How are you? How art thou? Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Robnoxious. Jeremy's here. Oh my gosh, thank you. Hi, everybody. We're gonna let me feed the kitty cats. I just got home. I went out to eat. I did dinner. I did drinks. It's gonna be a bit of a tipsy physics time, but we are gonna cover and finish up exoplanets from last night, because I didn't give you the summary of exoplanets last night, so we're gonna finish that tonight. See, from these books. It's gonna be great. Hi, Fuji Suji. Oh, it fell. Hello. Hello. Which country? I'm in Boston. Where are you? Whoops. Okay. Well, we will, I'll just show this to you later. it off. There, it took it off. They're gonna get their meal time. I'm Fuji Fuji. How is everybody doing? Put something in the chat. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Hello, old Lem. Yes, I'm going to be reading tonight. We're going to finish up the exoplanets discussion. Yes, indeed. We're going to finish up the exoplanets discussion from last night. Hold on and stay tuned and hang in there. And please do like, share, and subscribe. Tell your neighbors, tell your lovers, tell your brothers about the live. And I'm going to say hi to everybody in just a second. I see some of the comments. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I need to sit down with some water. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the live. I'll be right back. I need a light coat. I'll be right back with that, and then I'm going to fill up my water, and then I'm going to sit down with you guys and do the reading, okay?
I need a cat. A fan.
I'm just sharing the live over on to my hello, grass is greenest. How are you doing? Starting to go. Can you please like and subscribe? Hello, Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy, are you here for my singing? Hi, Amit. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, J. Martin. It's okay, Fuji. Mama loves you so very much. It's okay. Hi. Thank you for the hearts. I'll be right back with the jacket. I'll be right back with the jacket. I need a jacket. Not so much. Come. Hello. All right. Now I'm gonna fill up my water bottle. Hello, Arjun. Can you please like, share, and subscribe? Can we get 10 likes? To clean up a little bit here. Need to clean up a little bit. It's the same table. This kitchen counter is where all the studying happens as well. So we need to clean up a little bit. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my continents. Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Australasia, Antarctica. How are you? Madagascar, India, USA, Italy, France, Morocco. How are you? Ethiopia, Eritrea, Jamaica, Dominican Republic. How are you? Hello. Astronomy Princess is here. Okay, let me fill up the water bottle and then I'll sit down. Can you guys do some likes and shares and subscribes and gifts and super chats? That would be amazing. Oh, hi. Okay, almost done, guys. I'll be right with you. Just needed to fill up my water bottle. Might make a tea later. I might make a tea later, guys. Here is my Stanley tumbler. Okay. Alright, now my phone stand has not been working very well, so let's see. Hopefully the stand kind of works. Let's see, is everything off? That should be off. Up and vertical and off. Up and off. Up and off. Off, off, and off. pants. I am about to sit down with the water, and I hope that you are joining, that you've told your neighbors, sisters, lovers, brothers, that we're about to get started. We are. I bought this tumbler at a TJ Maxx. It's just whatever was there while I was shopping. While I was shop-a-lopping. All right, my hair is a bit of a mess. I did just come back home from being outside, so I thought I'll do this live now. It could be fun to catch up and finish up the topic from last night. So I'm doing a live, but I'm a little bit messy right now because I was just outside doing dinner and drinks with my friends. But I'm here. 11 likes and 11 people. Hello, Sana. Hopefully there's nothing in my teeth. I did just eat dinner. It's my dress. I wore a nice long dress. And I had a black jacket on top of that. But now I'm just wearing my lighter jacket. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Hi, Panda Potty. Panda Pati. Hello. Let me say hi to everybody. Hello, Amit. Jeremy. Hello. Robnoxious. How are you doing, Kirk? Frederick. Old Lem. Yes, I'm reading. Phil, Jeremy King, Grass is Greenest, Jay Martinez, hello, Arjun, hello, Jose, hello, Will D and Fresh, hello, thank you Pandapati, thank you Sana, thank you Jose, thank you Ricardo. What are we reading today? So we're gonna still read and finish up the topic of exoplanets from last night. Okay, we did not go through the summary of exoplanets, so that's what we will cover tonight. Let me just make sure that this stand is standing correctly. I'm trying to make this stand go more like this so that it's straight, but instead it's leaning back a bit, which is fine, I suppose. But how is everybody doing? Who is here in the chat, in this party? Let's go party tonight. Crazy Sick Wine, hello. Hello. Let me share the live. My arm hurts. Let me share the live. Let me share the live. Can you guys see me? Greetings from the Bay Area. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the Bay Area. Is the light on? I have to double check all my settings. Is this light on? This is better, right? Light on. Light on. Light is on. Jeremy. Lord have mercy. Hello. Turquoise is my favorite. Think it's on any exoplanets. Thank you, Michael. Michael is saying, I love your earrings. Thank you, Michael Holman. Thank you, Lord have mercy. Where does star stuff come from? Who can see in darkness? Sing Titanic. Every night in my dreams. Hello, ma'am. I enjoyed listening. There's a bunch of turquoise out there in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Every night in my dreams, I see you. I feel you. How was your day, Hermosa? It was pretty good. How was your day? That is how I know you go on. Can we get 30 likes? Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. I am your new sleep aid. I highly recommend sleeping with this live on. I highly recommend sleeping with every one of my live stream episodes constantly playing in the background while you're sleeping, eating, working, choresing, laundering, folding the laundry, putting it away. Every time, I highly recommend that you please keep on playing my live streams in the background. In fact, every episode you should be playing constantly. Hello, Mido. Hello, Carl Hendricks. Wow, you're so beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Hello, Ben. Hello, are you lip syncing? Darling, does this look like we are lip syncing? You're beautiful. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, KKTY. Hello, Josh. Hello, Rob Noxious. Thank you, Rob Noxious. Hello, the Chaz. Hello, Ben. Hello, Apacatrell. Hello, Jose. You're not boring. I need boring stuff to make me fall asleep. Hello, 505. I'm a little tipsy-turvy tonight because I did go out. Your voice is so good, I thought you were. What you drink? What's your poison? Hello, Andre. Hello, Obnoxious. Hello, Boss. Hello, One Man Parade. Hello, Hillary. Hello, Mido. Is something wrong, darling? Is something wrong, darling? Every night in my dreams, I see you. Okay, 1 second, please. I still haven't figured out an angle that I really like, to be honest. Let me actually set up the live here on my laptop, and then I will fix the angle of this live. In the meantime, can you please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your neighbors and tell your lovers about this live, okay? Please get some more people in here. I know you can see this. Just walk over to the wall. Hello, Fat. Hello, Javier. Smart and beautiful. Hi again. Hello, Lear. Hello, Hillary. Hello, Andre. Hello, Mayank. How are you doing? Every night in my dreams. Hello, Kiwan. Did you like, share, and subscribe? Did you? Did you? Love was when I loved you one true time. I hold you. In my life will always go on. Love was when I loved you. Can you sing the famous Nick song? Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy has sent a gift. Yay! Love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime. I need the lyrics. Where's the full lyrics of Titanic song? Police. Love. Thank you. You like my earrings? Thank you so much. They're probably from India. I don't remember. I've had them for so long. What's your song request? I'm very proud of you. Oh, thank you, Jake. Love. Love was when I loved you one true time. Is that the lyrics? I don't even... Wait. I'd hold you in my life will always go on. Reese! Reese! I had a few drinks. Reese! I went to this restaurant called Marielle in Boston. They had some really good cocktails. This is a Stanley. Let me tag a Stanley. Reese! This is a Stanley. I'm tagging a few products for you guys if you want to buy on YouTube shopping links. No pressure, but if you do, then it helps me out and the channel. And thank you so much for your support, and like, share, and subscribe, and hearts and emojis and other emojis and things and whatnots and chat messages and comments. Love was when I loved you one true time. I hold to in my life will always go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Hello, space-time entanglement. Once more. Betelgeuse. Did you know that Betelgeuse is spelled as Betelgeuse? And it's supposed to supernova soon. Once more. Can you see the products now? Can you see? Gravity. We're gonna finish up exoplanets tonight. It was so nice. It was so nice. Do you see it now? Thank you, Jeremy, for the gifts. Thank you, Jeremy. La la la. I think you might just have to refresh it. Let's see. Is it not working? Is it not working? I'm gonna do the top fans soon here. It's working. It's working. It's working. What drinks did I have? I went to this restaurant called Marielle. Let me show you guys the drink. I don't remember what it was called, but I took a picture of the cocktails. Let me show you. अपन बोला तो मेरी लैला. Okay, so, ow, my arm hurts. Let me show you the drink I got. Wait, it's not working. I think it needs to, it's on my other phone. I don't have it. I'll show you tomorrow. The drinks I got were cocktails. They were cocktails. And I don't see it anymore on this phone. As in, I don't see this on this phone because I think my phones didn't sync yet. I went out with my outside phone. This is my content phone. And my outside phone has the pictures. Wait, let me just try to airdrop it. Apun bola, tu meri lela. I kind of want to show you. Let me airdrop it. This ring is from a brand, not a fiancé, darling. Your fiancé must be rich, I'm guessing. Which one? This one? No. I mean, it is an engagement ring, but I got it from a company. I do. Okay, let me show you. This was one of the drinks. This was one of the things. It was really cool. This thing came, these were like some of the shots. Came in that fire looking thing. It was really nice. Those chandeliers. I know, right? My girl picked it out. She had one of her friends visiting from New York, and so she wanted us to all go out. And yeah. That drink was crazy, right? Hello, Trollbot. Hello, Ayub. Hello. I'm thinking about opening a daycare. Hello, Actus. Hello, TJP. Okay. So. Hello, Wolf King. Hello, Nigerian Nightmare. Hello, Chill User. Well, it was like 4 of us, and it cost, yeah, close to that. But we ordered a bunch of dishes and drinks and everything. It was a good time. I just got back from that place. It was nice. And now we're gonna do exoplanets. Let me read off the top fans for tonight at the moment. I wore this dress. It's a long dress, long turquoise dress with these earrings for you guys. Well, for the outing, and then I decided to do a live. This was my New Year's. The first time I went out this New Year was that. Looks like a beautiful restaurant, to be fair. It was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful restaurant. Like, it was this like really, really nice restaurant, and 4 of us ate. And after splitting, it was close to $100 per person. So it could have been worse. It wasn't too bad. That's the nice thing, like when you split and you eat, you know, share all the meal, like share. It was like a Cuban restaurant with like small plates, and they're known for like their cocktails. So it's not too bad. And then I took public transport back. So coming back was basically free. I took an Uber Wait and Save there. I ate at this fancy restaurant. It was really nice. It was a good way to start the new year. With my friends, we each paid, we split the bill. The bill was under $400. So per person was just below 100. But if you tipped a lot, then it would go above 100, of course. And tipping is usual, normal here. And then I took public transport back, and now I'm home. And the food was great, and the drinks were great. The drinks were really, really good. They were really good. They were like really elaborate, and the food was also really delicious. Cuban food. The meat was really good. It was just like an experience, you know, like it's not like I would go there all the time. This was my first time I went there in Boston. And you don't have to pay $100 for a meal, but that's what we did today. It was a good time, and it was a good experience. And we took a lot of pictures. And I'm gonna post those pictures on TikTok. $200? No, 100. It was like 100 per person. Okay, let's read off the top fans right now. Number 1 is Jeremy Dewson. Jeremy did a gift, so thank you so much, Jeremy, for the gift. Number 2 is Crazy Sick Wine. Thank you, Crazy Sick Wine. Number 3 is Jalil Buanaim. Hello, Jalil. Number 4 is Ale Ruiz. Number 5 is Mr. Ayub. Number 6 is Rob Noxious. Number 7 is Beetlejuice. Number 8 is Apex Funded. Number 9 is Mido. Number 10 is Ken Dram. Number 11 is The Chaz. Number 12 is To Who. Number 13 is John R. Number 14 is Tyson Jays. And number 15 is Reese. Thank you, Reese. Number 16 is Midnight City. Number 17 is Phil Ye. Number 18 is Anthony. Number 19 is the Wolf King. Hello, Wolf King. Number 20 is Jay Martinez. And if you want to climb those ranks, then you can like, share, subscribe, do a super chat, do a gift, and all of those are most welcome. Who is your favorite K-pop group? I don't think I have one. Thank you so much for being here, and can we get 30 likes? Subscribe and like, tell a good reason why I should subscribe. Tyson! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Tyson. Tyson has done a gift. Tyson Jays has sent a hot cocoa, which looks really yummy. Thank you so much, Tyson, for the gifts. Hello, says Sagar. Where are you from? I'm in Boston, my darling. So now the top fans are going to be Tyson Jays number 1 because he just did that hot cocoa gift. Number 2 is Jeremy. Number 3 is Crazy Sick Wine. Thank you, guys. You drunk? No, not like super drunk. But I did have a few drinks. It was a good time. It was at Mariel. If you're ever in the Boston area and want Cuban food, then I recommend it, like for a whole experience, like a full experience. Like say you're in Boston and want like a show and a nice dinner place type of thing. Great date. I went with my friends. It was a lovely ladies' night. So I have had soju and hot pot as well. Yes. Yes, indeed. And I'll put in the chat where the place was. It was Mario. Okay. So now we will do the what you may call. You always wanted to try hot pot. Well, in Boston, we also have Chinatown, and Chinatown has a lot of everything Asian, you know, Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, Thai, everything, Malaysian, all of that. And I think I probably have done hot pot in Boston. I've definitely done it just in general, but happy you had fun, Windry. Thank you. Thank you, Space Time Entanglement. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Logan. You remind me of Windry B. Is that me? You should come to Boston. If you come to Boston, there is Chinatown. It has a lot of that stuff. Korean food is really nice. Yes. And Chinatown also is covered by the T, so public transportation. Going to Chinatown, super, super nice. And then you just you just get on the train back. And so it works out. On the way in to these places, I might Uber, but on the way back, it is so much better to do the public transport, because it is pretty much almost free compared to driving or Uber. So it really when I go to Boston, would you go with me to a hot pot place? That's a great question. Maybe I should organize a meetup for all of us to go to a hot pot place. Does it ever get creepy on the public transport? Not really too bad. So I like Boston because it does not get that creepy here usually. Now, I mean, I want to like not jinx it, touch wood and evil eye remove. I haven't known it to get like too terrible too often anyways. Like as always, as with any city, I think you have to be somewhat careful, but at the same time, I think Boston is actually one of the better cities and places to be in the world, and relatively safe. Thank you, universe. And thank you, God. And thank you for all your help, support, protection, blessings, kindness, and guidance. And I said that prayer today at the restaurant as well, before we took a sip of the drink, because there were all those like chandelier and fire things, right? And I was like, okay, let us do a ritual and each say sort of a prayer or something we're grateful for before we take a sip of our drinks. Hello, Mayank. I love New England, says SMH. Me too. I chose to be in New England. I know it's expensive here, but I did my pros and cons lists for various places and I chose to be here. My name is in my username. You're in Northampton. It's hell. Boston is safe. Hi from UK. Hello, Phil. Yes, I also grew up in a big city in India, so that might be why I think that Boston is relatively safe. um, hello, Juan. But also, I think Boston is actually relatively safe in the US, even if you compare to other US cities. Maine is safer. I would believe that for sure. Hi from UK. Hello, Johnny. New York City. I love New York too. I love New England. What's your opinion on the capture? Oh God. Hello, Gage. Thank you. Hello, Ari. Hello, Johnny. Boston has people that are sort of efficient and they might be in a hurry. I don't think they mean to be as rude as you might think. Hello, Cheyenne. Hello, Logan Wilson. Hello, Brian. Welcome to Italy. Hello, California. Thank you, Juan. Yes, so I did have one bad experience in the Boston area. But other than that, it's been okay. Hello, Tony. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Mayank. Have you ever been to India? Yes, of course. I was born there. And I lived there for a long time. Well, during my childhood. Taxes. Yes, indeed. We must give thanks to the universe for keeping us safe. I just read your prayer. I have a similar gratitude practice to keep us safe, healthy, and well. For our health and well-being, indeed, we must, I hope we continue to be healthy and well. Very nice earrings. Thank you, Angel. I don't know what that means. I did watch Slumdog. Hello, California, Oakland, California. I have taken the BART in California and stopped by Oakland when I was there. What does that mean? That I will do a what reveal? Hello, Derek. Hello, TTV Nelson. Hello, Kalila. Hello, Kishan. Hello, Hum Aapke Hai Kaun. Yes, I have watched Hum Aapke Hai Kaun. Ari. The BART is fun. It's Khalil. Oh, hello, Khalil. Hello, Khalil. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hello, young lady. Hello, Kevin. Okay, let me drink some more water. Thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes. Let me do the following. Let me take this and go like this. That's a better angle, isn't it? What do I like to watch? I like movies a lot, but I don't get to watch movies too often. I binge watched a show recently with my friend, but that was a show that my friend was already watching. I don't really have cable or any streaming services at the moment. I try to keep my costs low, which is funny because I just went to that fancy restaurant, but you know. Other than those types of experiences, I try to keep my costs low. I don't pay for streaming services. I don't pay for, I don't know, things too much. Just food and experiences and travel and housing. I don't even pay for paper towel sometimes. I steal it. I mean, I take a lot of napkins at restaurants. And then I use them. Hello, Willie. I'm trying to find, this is my bag. I keep my, I'm trying to see if I have a lip balm in the bag. What is this? Oh, here's my mirror. I keep a lot of things in my, there's no Netflix at my place. No. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Hulu. I don't have HBO. I mean, unless someone comes here and logs into theirs and then forgets to log out, then I have those things. I don't have YouTube Premium. I don't have, what else is there? Amazon Prime. I even don't have Amazon Prime. The only subscription that I currently pay for is Uber One because I don't have a car. I also got rid of my car. Because I take the public transport. I walk, or I take the bus, or I take the train, subway, whatever. I don't like to waste money on these things. I don't pay for car insurance. For Christmas, I ask people to give me shampoo, so I don't have to buy shampoo. Because I also don't really like things. You know what I mean? Like when people give me things, it's a waste of my... Well, see, I keep my lipstick in this bag. This bag I've had since high school. I have a lot of bags, none of which I bought myself. They're all gifts. And this bag, I take care of my things because this bag literally, I think it's older than me actually. Like, I don't even remember how old this bag is. It might be from, like, my childhood. Like, I might have been, like, 12 when I had this bag. And see how nice it is still? It still works, this bag. It still works. To be honest. Oh, yeah, and oh, let me do a bag reveal. Sure. This lipstick is in the bag. My hairbrush. My comb. My sunscreen for, this is SPF 40 sunscreen for brown skin, or it's called tinted face sunscreen. It's actually out. This is a face powder pack. It's mostly out, but there's still a little bit left, so I'm not gonna throw it out. Yeah, and at restaurants, like when I get food, I never waste. Like I will eat all of the meat off of the bone. I don't leave a little bit on the bone. A lot of people do, especially a lot of girls actually do that. I'm not one of those people. I lick everything clean. I eat all of the meat, all of the everything from all of the dishes and the, like, I don't care if people think I'm weird. I will still like get every bit of the food and eat it. I don't waste food. Oh, look what I found. This goes in this. So what I do literally is I take a shower and then I start calling my Uber Wait and Save. And in Boston, even if you do an Uber Wait and Save, the Uber comes really fast. So I literally just have time to like put my clothes on, my socks on and everything. And then I start throwing my brush and my comb into this bag, which has everything already. And then I do like my hair brushing and my makeup, which is pretty much this lipstick and a bit of powder in the Uber. And then I reach the place, and that's me getting ready because I'm always running late because I never know what time it is either. What else is in the bag? Oh, I have a charger in the bag. This is one of the items that I bought in 2024. I can count what things I buy per year because I don't go shopping very much. Like once you reach a point in your life where you kind of have the things you need to, like, say, bare minimum furnish your home and whatnot, there's no reason to like shop more, right? I mean, with the thanks to the universe, I hope I don't need to shop. This is a brand new this is another powder pack that I was given as a gift, but I didn't open it yet because, see, this one is still kind of working, so I haven't opened that one yet. This is another sunscreen, so clearly I believe in the sunscreens, but this is a Korean sunscreen that is almost out, but see how I didn't get rid of it because whatever is left I will squeeze out. This is a mirror. This is a mirror that I was given, I think, at a wedding. So also a gift. Ooh, I didn't even know this was there. This is an eyeliner. My dad got me this from India. Aw, thank you, Dad. I think the lipstick was also this is also from my dad. My dad got me this. Thank you to my dad. It's Maybelline. Maybelline India. Here's my keys. Don't need to show that. Here's actually, I kept this part of my car. I used to have a Mercedes, but I sold it. But I kept this part. Thank you guys for asking what's in my bag, because now I know what's in my bag. But yeah, I don't really like shopping. I like shopping if it's travel. I like shopping for, you take metro? Yes, we call it the T here. Public transport, or MBTA, short is T. The bus, train, commuter rail, subway, ferry, everything falls under what we call the T in Boston. It's the oldest T of the country, I believe. Hola, ¿cómo estás, señorita? Hello, Adam. How are you doing? What do you drive now? I don't drive anything now. I don't have a car right now. Yeah, I save money. I don't go shopping. I hate shopping. When I'm in a store, I'm like, oh my God. This is so much like decision fatigue. The red line, I mean, the red line can be good sometimes. It can be really slow sometimes too. I take them all. So I like food and experiences. So I like to shop for experiences like flights, travel, tourism, tours, food, juice, drinks, a restaurant that I have never tried, that I'm trying for the first time. I like to spend on those types of things. Those are what brings me joy. And of course, the things I need, like housing, food, shelter, water. And see, fresh air is free, depending on where you live, of course. But sometimes the air can be not so fresh. But I feel like I spend on the basic necessities, healthcare, those types of things. And I want to have everything that I need and that the kids need. But as far as spending on sort of optional things, I like for those to be just food and experiences, travel, tickets, concerts, restaurants. I just don't like things because things are materialistic, extra baggage that you have to take care of. And if you have all the things you need, there's no need to like keep buying more. You can just use whatever you have already. Like this dress is years and years old, but it looks good, right? Nobody said anything bad about the dress. yeah, experiences and good memories. I really don't like crap because it's more baggage that you have to keep track of. I have never been to Nepal, I don't think. Hello, JLo. I don't have a taser. Maybe I should. Thank you for subscribing. Chipotle. You dress like that in Boston? Yes. Were you always this frugal? I think so. I think I got even more intentional after I kind of have everything I need. Like, you know, once you have a bed and you can sleep on the bed, you don't need to buy another bed for at least a while, right? Like, that's what I mean. Once you have certain amount of clothes, there's no need to like keep buying more clothes just for the sake of it. Like, I just take care of the things I do have so that I don't have to shop more and more and more all the time. Like, I don't shop as a habit or as an addiction. You know what I mean? Also, because of the content creation job, I get stuff sometimes sent to me at like, you know, like this ring right here. Like, I didn't buy it. It was just sent to me. And now I have this ring. There's no need to go to a store and buy a ring. Maybe someone will just send it to me and then I can do an ad for it. And then I have it, you know, like, I just like don't really chase after material objects anymore, and that kind of has opened up more opportunities for me at this time. Thank you, Apache. But as far as frugal, yeah, I think I always was, but sometimes you can't really, you know, certain costs are a little bit harder to avoid. Like if you need to buy housing, that's like you're gonna have to do it, right? And sometimes you have to prioritize safety and things like that, and you end up not being as frugal, right? So I would say, yeah, as much as I can. But keeping my priorities straight as well. Do you invest? Somebody asked. What's the temperature? It's in the, I think it's 20s right now in Fahrenheit. How are you? I hope all is well. Happy New Year to you and yours. Hello, Ghost. Thank you for subscribing. What was the question? Where's the money donation at? Well, I can see 310 gifts, or 3 gifts rather, out of 20 being the goal. There is Baji Baba. Hello, Kyron. Makey is saying I love material stuff. Minimalism is not for me. That's fair. It doesn't have to be for you, but it is for me. I like being minimalist. And it kind of works out because I don't really ever feel like I have a lack of stuff. Sometimes when you're not chasing things can chase you. Believe it or not. I'm repacking the bag because next time I go out, I'll be at the same, it'll be a rush again. So why not? And see, I never spend time putting lipstick on at home, but in the Uber, you have time, right? So why not? So why not? That's Baji. Thank you for liking the live, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Armando. Thank you, Cameron. Never identify with the thoughts of moods moving through us. Okay, let's look at the top fans again. Number 1 is Tyson Jays. Tyson did a gift. Thank you, Tyson. Number 2 is Jeremy. Jeremy also did a gift. Thank you, Jeremy. Number 3 is Crazy Sick Wine. Number 4 is Jalil. Number 5 is El Ruiz. Number 6 is Mr. Ayub. Number 7 is Robnoxious. Number 8 is Beetlejuice. Number 9 is Apex. Number 10 is ABC. All right, now let us finish up the exoplanets summary. So remember we talked about exoplanets last night. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift, Pumbafo. I made a gift goal. Thank you, Kyron. Sorry. Thank you, Pumbafo. Pumbafo has sent a gift. Thank you so much. So last night we talked about exoplanets and some various detection methods. So because people on the channel often sort of request the topic of aliens, I was making the point that, well, aliens would mean... Thank you, Pumbafo, for the floating heart. Hello, Kyron. Kyron is saying, B, I'm falling in love with me right now. That is a good person to fall in love with. That is yourself. So we talked about how you can directly image exoplanets, although that can be kind of challenging against the background of a much brighter home star that exoplanet might be associated with. It can be difficult, but we talked about it. But then we also talked about how you can do some sort of like gravitational detection method where both the planet and its star is actually orbiting around their common center of mass. And so basically the gravitational effect of the exoplanet on its star will cause a bit of a jiggle in that star, and we can try to pick up on that. Okay, so that was another method we talked about. It's a bit of a more indirect method, but it can be something that we have to rely on. And lastly, we also talked about sort of this transit method where from our line of sight or from the point of view of the observer, if the planet is sort of transiting in front of its home star, it will actually temporarily reduce the luminosity or the brightness as observed of that star. So it will block the star for a little bit of time or maybe a long time, depending on, you know, that's relative. But basically, of course, planets are generally a lot smaller than their home stars, but any little reduction, even the slightest reduction in the brightness of the star, if we are able to measure that reduction, then that could be another way. So this is usually called the transit method, and sometimes I call it the Dimi method, because the jiggly method is the gravitational method and the Dimi method is this method. So
those were some of the methods, and we actually saw that they lead to certain biases when it comes to the types of exoplanets that you would see because we're utilizing these detection methods. And by now, by the way, this is all from this book that we have mentioned, and I believe I've tagged it as well under the YouTube shopping link. This is, of course, a textbook that we are covering this material from. And so it's not going to be the absolute latest and greatest information on the topic. So for that, you might want to consult some recent papers and things like that done on this, research done on this topic. But at the same time, this kind of gives us some pedagogical approaches and some teaching moments of like what it means to see the exoplanets and to detect them and things like that. Okay, so that is what we were covering last night, and then we will continue from there. And pretty much the part that was left is this sort of summary of the properties of exoplanets that we were going to read about, and we kind of did not finish that last night. Okay, are you talking about the Dimi method and the Jiggly method? I came up with them, but I think also others might use those same terms, so I'm not sure. It's actually astronomy, not astrology. Just looking at a few of your comments, I know they're kind of going by fast sometimes. Hello, Kyron. Hello, Joshua. Hello, Jordan, Carlos, Postseason. Thank you so much, everybody, for the gifts, by the way. Really appreciate it. I made a gift goal, and I see it's partly fulfilled, 9 out of 20. So some more to go, and I really appreciate it. Danielle sent a thumbs up. Thank you, Danielle. Can we get 50 likes? In fact, can we get 100 likes? Space-time entanglement is saying, lol, good person to fall in love with. Love your humor. Thank you. Hello, Joshua. Is there a star bigger than Earth? Yes, our sun is bigger than the Earth, and the sun is a star. I would say many stars are bigger than the Earth, okay? Hello, Jordan. Hello, Makey. Hello, Gemini. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Joshua, Jordan, Cal Blades, Keywan. So sometimes, as far as the color, it is actually the hotness of the star that may determine the color, in response to one of the questions that I just saw. But the mass of the star is actually incredibly important for many other things. Lots of things depend on the mass of the star. For example, its fate, what kind of death it will suffer, and what kind of stellar remnant it will become once it has collapsed after its death is determined by the mass of the star, okay? So that's a great question. Hello, Willie. Hello, Z-Hive. Hello, Cal Blades. Hello, Joshua. Hello, Willie. Hello, Bunny. Hello, Fashion Blinds. Did you watch Thurandar? I don't believe I have. It's been a minute that I've seen a movie. Sun is a star. Yes, the sun is a star. What galaxy? We're in the Milky Way galaxy. There are compact objects that a star, when it's dead, has collapsed into that can be smaller than the Earth. For example, neutron stars are around 10 kilometers radius, and so that is smaller than the Earth. As far as a star being smaller than the Earth, I don't know of any. But as far as stellar remnants, smaller in the sense of volume, then yes, there can be certain massive stars that have a pretty extreme collapse upon their death, and such extreme collapse under gravitation would lead to something like a neutron star, which can also sometimes be called pulsars because they can be these rapidly pulsating objects, like they are lighthouses of the cosmos, if you will, and have very precise periods of the pulsation and whatnot. And those objects, which are really dead stars, those are very compact, and they have basically become objects with just 10 kilometers or so radius, which is of course smaller in volume than the Earth. Okay. Hello, Willie. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Shrikar. Yes, so nebula would be something. So when a star goes through its death and a supernova, basically it can sometimes, not always, but sometimes it can actually eject a lot of its material, a lot of its outer layers, and the material in those outer layers into the interstellar spaces, into the cosmos, pretty much around it, into its neighboring areas. And those materials, once they have been ejected from the star that's like blowing up and exploding under its during its gravitational collapse, those materials can basically become gas clouds and nebulas that then go on to make the next generation of stars and star systems like our own. We come from such a nebula. So such nebulas can eventually be the birthplace of the next star and its planets, okay? So, do stars fall in love? You didn't say hi to me. Hello, awesomeness. If you're arguing with a flat earther, how do you win the argument? I don't. I just let it be. It's okay. Chicago is saying I'm a Latino guy, but I'm interested. Okay. Hello, Gabrielle. Hello, Joshua. Hello, Billy. Hello, having motion. Hello, Ray Costello. And with that, I think we will continue with the topic. Can we get 100 likes? That would be most amazing. Hello, everybody. Okay. So let us finish this topic. That's okay. Is that on purpose? What is on purpose? Thank you. Okay, so recent searches for exoplanets have contributed greatly to our knowledge of planetary properties. So see, in the beginning or for a while, we might have only kind of known the planets in our own solar system. And exoplanets are planets that are orbiting other stars. So not our own sun, but completely different stars and their planets, okay? So pretty much for the longest time, even going as far as Neptune or something like that was crazy. Even Neptune is so far in the end that we did not have the technology available to really go out that far to be asking these types of questions. But now we have started to look farther and even discover exoplanets, which are completely other planets around other stars, not just our sun. And of course, we went into the details of how we do that. There is actually some pretty nifty things we have to do. We have to think about the challenges and kind of overcome some of these challenges and there's methods, and we discussed them last night. So if you are curious, please do go find that live stream from last night under the live tab of the channel. But now we will kind of summarize. And of course, finding these exoplanets, it's not just about, even though a lot of it is motivated by trying to find planets that may support life, aka the alien type of motivation, finding aliens, are there aliens, things like that. But also it tells us a lot about just planets, period, and understanding and opening up our minds to even more diversity in planets that we might not have known about in our own solar system. So that is to be kept in mind when we discuss these things. So first and most fundamental, these searches have shown that exoplanets exist. So the sun is not unique, as in it's not a unique star in that it has planets, period. There are other suns or other stars that are sort of the suns to their planets. And so, you know, having planets is not unique to our sun. By the middle of the year 2008, about 300 exoplanets had been discovered. So we discovered a lot. It's not like we're discovering onesies and twosies of these exoplanets. We're discovering hundreds, and at this point, I think it's been thousands of exoplanets that we have discovered. And keep in mind, of course, that partly it has to do with the fact that these are challenging to discover because planets don't have their own light like, you know, the stars do. Stars are sources of light, generally in various wavelengths, and they are sources of their own luminosity, of their own energy, and lots of it. And so even a very distant star can be seen by picking up on that. But with planets, there are a lot of issues. They're much, much harder than stars for us to observe. And that too, planets can be kind of drowned in the background of their own home stars. So in general, these things are not easy. But because of the jiggly method, which is the gravitational method, and the DIMI method, which is the transit method, we have been making some progress in finding exoplanets, okay? So with such large numbers of planets known, it becomes useful to do statistical analysis of planetary properties, and that's what we are going to be summarizing now. When doing the statistics, however, we must keep in mind the selection biases involved in searches for exoplanets. So because of our detection methods and because of our ways in which we find these exoplanets, which are kind of difficult to find, we ultimately have certain biases in our discoveries, okay? And we will talk about that. The thing is that nothing is really perfect, especially when you're trying to do something as difficult as this type of science, but at the same time, you just have to be aware of your biases if you cannot avoid them, okay? So the radial velocity method favors, for example, the discovery of high mass planets on small orbits. Because remember, the higher mass the planet is, the more gravitational effect it will have on its home star. So naturally, we are more likely to find those types of planets that have that higher mass and on the smaller orbits. So then we end up with, for example, what we call the hot Jupiters and hot Neptunes of other stars. So you'll see about that. And then the transit method favors the discovery of large radius planets on small orbits. So once again, here there's a bias of finding the larger radius planets because those will block more of the surface area of their home stars than will tiny planets. For example, we talked about last night that if somebody were to see us, that is the Earth, from something even like the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, like say there are aliens over there or something, and they're looking at Earth, it's actually going to be quite difficult to see Earth, okay? Because of these types of reasons. Earth is not that big, and we really don't block much of the brightness of the sun, for example, and we would probably have, we have a pretty small gravitational effect on the sun as well. Something like Jupiter would be much easier, okay? But then again, what we're finding in the list of exoplanets turns out is going to be sort of these hot Jupiters, hot Neptunes, but with a caveat of, well, the hot part is giving it away, but basically we're finding these Jupiters and Neptunes, but they're much closer to their home star than our Jupiter is to our sun. Okay, so that sort of thing, which is a very interesting finding, and I'm not sure people were really expecting that. Maybe it made sense once they did find the planets, but I think nobody would have thought that the list would be dominated by hot Jupiters and hot Neptunes, okay? So in general, big things are easier to detect than small things. It's easier to detect a hippopotamus in your living room than it is to detect an ant. But despite the ease of detection, nobody is expecting to find a hippo in your living room. So it's sort of an obvious sounding statement when we say that it's easier to see a hippo in your living room than it is to see an ant. But which one would you expect to see? Probably you would expect to see more ants in the living room, if any, than you would expect to see a hippo. And this is sort of the case here. When we were going out to look for exoplanets, and the search is still on, and we want to find exoplanets, and we want to find other worlds that could support, say, for example, life, and that would be basically, are there aliens or not type of motivation. We're not expecting to find hot Jupiters and hot Neptunes. In other words, we're not expecting to find Jupiters and Neptunes-like planets that are so close to their home star. I mean, sure, it's like maybe it makes sense because of our selection biases, but at the same time, just remember that it's a bit shocking because think about our solar system. Jupiter is at 5.2 astronomical units from our sun. So we, the Earth, is at 1 astronomical units distance from the sun. Whatever the distance between the sun and us, that is 1 astronomical units. Jupiter is 5 times that farther away. So Jupiter is sort of in the middle-ish of our solar system. So it's not super close to the sun, right? And it's really big and blah, blah, blah. We know certain sort of features of Jupiter. And now we are seeing these Jupiter-like or Neptune-like planets of other stars, but they are super close to that star. So it's just sort of this like shock, honestly, that people kind of got, okay? So one of the most startling results of exoplanet searches is the astronomical equivalent of finding a living room hippo. So these searches have revealed a significant population of hot Jupiters. So not exactly our Jupiter, but hot Jupiters or Jupiter-like planets, okay? Where a hot Jupiter is a planet with a mass comparable to that of Jupiter. Our Jupiter, which is, by the way, our biggest planet in our solar system, and it's humongous, right, compared to the other planets. But these hot Jupiters are on an orbit which is less than 0.1 astronomical units. So if my face is the sun, they're like here, whereas our Jupiter is like here. These hot Jupiters are like here, you know? So like we are finding these hot Jupiters which have the masses equivalent to our Jupiter, but they are so close to their home star, which is startling, okay? It is estimated that around 1% of stars surveyed have planets with an MB Sinai of more than 0.5 mass Jupiter on orbits, with the semi-major axis being less than 0.1 astronomical units. Going out to larger radius, around 6% of the stars have planets in the same mass range on orbits with less than 5 astronomical units as the radius, comparable to the size of Jupiter's orbit. So there is some more findings like that. And then we basically have a plot here that I'll show you where they've basically plotted MB Sinai versus A, which is the semi-major axis, and the x-axis, and they find there's a line there, and a lot of the planets are actually above that line. So I'll show you the picture later on, but basically exoplanets with semi-major axis of more than 5 astronomical units would have orbital periods of more than 11 years, assuming a one solar mass parent star. Few stars have been monitored for a long enough time at high enough spectral resolution to detect such long period planets. So the thing is, the bias is also because long period planets are going to take longer to find. You know, you have to observe for a longer time, whereas short period planets you can find more quickly. You don't have to look for that long. So of the 8 major planets in our solar system, because remember, Pluto is not a planet anymore, it's a dwarf planet. So we just have the 8 planets, guys. Please get on board with that. Pluto is a dwarf planet. So just the 8 main planets in our solar system, indicated as that's indicated here in our picture as well. Only Jupiter falls within the region of parameter space where exoplanets can be reliably detected. So all of that is to say that pretty much of our solar system, pretty much Jupiter is the type that we can, Jupiter or similar is the type that we can see, okay, for exoplanets. Thus, current techniques for finding exoplanets cannot tell us about Earth mass planets on Earth-like orbits as of this book's writing, okay? So as you can imagine, in the beginning of exoplanet searches, the search was dominated by planets that are more like hot Jupiters or Neptunes, and not by Earth-like planets. Europa is a moon of Jupiter, okay? It's not a planet. Can you see me and hear me okay? Yes. Another thing is, somebody pointed out right now, C. Martin, it's also about we're finding candidates. As far as, you know, confirming whether these are good candidates for life to be there or not, habitable or not, that's a different question. But first we have to come up with the candidates, period, with these detection methods to just even know that it's out there. And if it's out there, what kind of planet by mass is it more like? Is it more like an Earth-like planet, or is it more like a Jupiter-like planet? And in the beginning, the search was dominated, like the dominant type was not Earth-like, okay? Because of these biases, okay? Thank you, J. Franks. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. It looks like you can see me and hear me. Okay. So, as you can see, in the beginning, they wouldn't have seen Earth-like planets, which is fine. Okay, so it's okay. When you're getting started with the exoplanets search, it's okay to find a bunch of Jupiter-like planets. At least, you know, you're starting to answer certain questions, right? And it's okay to get started. So the current techniques for finding exoplanets cannot tell us about Earth mass planets on Earth-like orbits. They're most effective at finding types of planets that are not seen in our solar system, which are the hot Jupiters and hot Neptunes. Because even if we found, in the beginning at least, even if we found hot Jupiters and Jupiters and Neptune-like planets, our Jupiter and Neptune are not that close to our sun. Jupiter is at 5.2 astronomical units away, and Neptune is like even farther away, over like 20, super far away. Neptune is like 30 astronomical units or something. So, oh, thank you, Casual Burritos. Thank you, Casual, for the super chat. So, there's no Jupiter and Neptune in our solar system that is that close to our sun. So we discussed, for the sake of simplicity, the case of exoplanets of nearly circular orbits. If an exoplanet is on a circular orbit, thank you, Casual Burritos. Oh, that's perfect. Somebody has pointed out the first Earth-sized. Okay, perfect. So if an exoplanet is on a circular orbit with constant orbital speed, then the radial velocity variations of its parent star will trace out a sinusoidal curve. If the star's radial velocity variations are not sinusoidal, that is a sign that the perturbing exoplanet is on an eccentric orbit with varying orbital speed. If the shape of the radial velocity curve is measured with sufficient accuracy, the eccentricity of the exoplanet's orbit can be calculated. So it's very interesting that these types of details can also be calculated from these methods. Okay, like the eccentricity, the ellipticity, blah, blah, blah. So we can also get basically an orbital eccentricity E as a function of semi-major axis for exoplanets detected as well in this picture. Exoplanets on extremely small orbits tend to have nearly circular orbits. That makes sense. If they're a very small orbit, then it's almost like their circles are kind of like, or those ellipses are kind of like circles. This is a result of the very strong tides acting on these planets. So if you're going to be orbiting your star so close, then you're also going to experience a lot of tides, right? Like we have tides, but this is way more crazy tides, okay? We have tides because of the moon, but you know, if you're that close to your sun, to your star, then the tides will be pretty crazy. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you for helping me to meet my goal. I'm gonna thank you in just a minute. I'm gonna finish the part. So at larger radii, however, exoplanets have a wide range of eccentricities. You might know, for example, that even though Pluto is a dwarf planet, one of the things that actually makes it a dwarf planet is its extremely crazy orbit. It has very different eccentricities. For example, like Pluto's orbit is like all over the place, all that. So, but basically, when you're away from your star at the larger radii, you can have more diversity in your eccentricity of that orbit. This is a strong contrast to the eccentricity of planetary orbits within the solar system. That is what we find. The search for exoplanets has thus provided some surprising results. Because, certain things like in our solar system, what we define as the planets, and then it evolved to certain things not being a planet anymore. And then we're now understanding about these exoplanets, right? And so we're kind of taking all of this into account now going forward in astronomy, because remember, astronomy is an evolving science, right? As we learn more, as we experiment, measure, blah, blah, blah. Of course, we have to kind of update our understanding, right? So the surprising things are the discovery of hot Jupiters posed a challenge to existing models for the formation and evolution of planetary systems. So discovering those hot Jupiters kind of brings into question what is even sort of happening. We thought based on our solar system that these planets were, because remember, we weren't here to be able to see what was happening, right? Like obviously this solar system is about 4 billion years old, and we are only like 10,000 or so years old. So obviously we've gone through a lot of changes in our solar system, and we had come up with sort of a way in which things might have happened. But then when we are seeing exoplanets, and those exoplanets are so different, that kind of brings into question and gives us further material to think about as far as how those might have formed and how planets might have formed. So, not just our planets in our solar system, but these other exoplanets are now part of our repertoire of planets that we are considering and that we are having to learn from, if you will, because planets form. I mean, it's almost like think about a geologist, right? As somebody I believe that works on figuring out things with our Earth, right? Geo Earth. So like, say you're a big you're a big nerd of how planets formed, and your knowledge base was just the planets of our own solar system, but then now you have like thousands of other planets in your repertoire of planets to look at, and where they are, like even this little information, which is not really so little, about the mass of the planets you're finding and where they are in relation to their home star, is just that much more diversity of planets that we suddenly have access to now. And so like a geologist might be looking at that and being like, oh my god, well, this is not how it should have happened, or that's completely new information. So astronomy, mixing now with some of the geology and some of those like planet experts, right? And I'm not one, by the way. This is a review for me as well. I'm learning with you here, because planets is not something that I covered in a lot of detail in my work. I did sort of extragalactic, astrophysics and particle astrophysics, cosmology, things like that. So this stuff, however, we can appreciate is very important in a number of ways. Okay, so Jovian planets. So here's the thing, and we have covered the Jovian planets. These are the Jupiter and farther away planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, right? So the Jovian planets are very different from the rocky planets. We know that, right? What are the rocky planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, right? These are the rocky planets. These are the inner belt planets. And then there is a bunch of space and the asteroid belt and all that. And then there's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So Jovian planets is what we call the Jupiter plus planets, right? Those form, the way we thought of them is that, oh my god, these are kind of farther away, they're huge, so we thought certain things about how they would have been formed, right, when our planets formed for the first, like when they started to form from the nebula that we come from and stuff like that. So we of course come from a condensation of a nebula, where most of the mass of that nebula went to the sun, and most of the, some of the other parts went to make these blobs that are the planets, and pretty much most of the angular momentum went to the planets. This is why we rotate and things like that. So basically now, we always thought that Jupiter, because of its size and because of its relative location from the sun, is why it is the way it is, right? But now we are finding a freaking Jupiter, but that is so much closer to its home star, right? So Jovian planets should not be able to form within 0.1 astronomical units of a sun-like star. The temperature there is too hot for even the most refractory substances to condense into solids. Thus, hot Jupiters must be formed far from their parent stars and then migrate inward. So we think that, I'll get to the comments in just a second, guys. Let me finish up this little segment here. But thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me start another gift, or another goal rather. And you can do that one. Thank you guys. Appreciate your support so very, very much. So, we can definitely mention Pluto. Pluto is the Jovian planets. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are giant balls of gas and ice with many moons and rings. Exactly. Very true. Hello, Johnny. Do you like my earrings? Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Grace. All right, I'll come back to the comments in just a second. So basically, we think that the hot Jupiters must have formed far from their parent stars, but then they migrated inward. So something might have happened or must have happened, which led to the migration of those bigger planets inward, which is really, really interesting. And it makes you wonder whether that's going to happen to our solar system, right? To move from a large orbit to a smaller one, a planet must lose orbital angular momentum. There are various mechanisms by which a young planet can lose angular momentum. Planets initially form in gaseous protoplanetary disks. So this is like planets being birthed science, right? Whatever we think is the reasonable way for planets to have formed, protoplanetary disk. The viscous, or the viscous, not vicious, the viscous gas of the disk can exert a torque on protoplanets as they form, decreasing their orbital angular momentum and driving them to smaller orbits. At a later stage, close encounters with planetesimals can transfer angular momentum from the exoplanet to the planetesimals. So it could be that you get impacted with debris, because remember, even our solar system had a bunch of planetesimals earlier on, and we would get hit with them all the time. And this is actually why the moon has impact craters, for example, because the moon's surface is technically a lot older than our surface, because our surface is a geoactive surface. We make volcanoes, we pave over our impact craters, blah, 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 blah. So you might not notice as many on Earth, but we know that cratering happened in our solar system too. And that is happening because of planetesimals, debris constantly bombarding surfaces. And the proof of which remains on surfaces like our moon, which has an older surface, because the moon doesn't have any volcanoes and things like that happening to pave over its impact craters, so the craters are visible. So what that means is maybe some of these planets got pushed inward because they lost some of their orbital angular momentum by transferring some of it to these planetesimals, which is really interesting. So it goes to show that those types of events where you might be impacted can have a big result like this, like where you're pushed so much closer to your parent star. So anyways, at a later stage, close encounters with planetesimals can transfer angular momentum from the exoplanet to the planetesimals. Finally, if two planets have a close encounter, this is another way, as opposed to a collision like the one that formed the moon. So we also can talk about how we think the moon was made, our moon that is. But anyways, let's just finish this. If two planets can have a close encounter as opposed to a collision, so not a collision, but a close encounter, we think that our moon came from maybe a collision. Orbital angular momentum will be transferred from one planet to the other. So basically, that close encounter will lead to some transfer of the orbital angular momentum as well. In this case, one planet will be driven inward to a smaller orbit, while the other will be driven outward and may even attain escape speed. So this is basically gravitational interactions between the planets that is pushing one closer to the parent star and one farther away. And again, we have some evidence that these types of things can happen because we have a moon, which, okay, by the way, we can talk about the moon. That's going to take a whole nother live stream episode. We have talked about the moon in the past. The moon itself is quite interesting. We can learn a lot from the moon. The moon's surface, our moon's surface, it does have certain things in common with us, which leads us to believe that it might have formed during a sort of a collision itself, where it inherited some of the things from Earth, but not all of the diversity that we see in the Earth's surface is not to be found on the moon, but some of it is. So, we know that these types of collisions, close encounters, planetesimals, these things these are quite reasonable to think of, okay? So in this case, because of a close encounter, so either it could be planetesimals impacting and then losing orbital angular momentum to that and getting closer, or it could be that there might have been close encounters because of the timing of the planets' orbits and whatnot, and one planet gets shifted closer and another gets shifted outward, okay? So it's not yet known which of these mechanisms is the primary one that drives hot Jupiters inward, at least from at the time of writing of this book, which is not the latest and greatest, so you can always look this up yourself. But in this textbook, they had found the hundreds of exoplanets, and they didn't quite understand why they found so many hot Jupiters, which are Jupiter-like planets, but much, much, much closer to their parent stars. But they thought of a couple methods in which the planet could have formed farther away, just like our Jupiter formed farther away, but then might have gotten pushed inward because of these different mechanisms of losing orbital angular momentum. And because of our biases in the observation, we happened to find many of them. Okay, so anyways, future exoplanet surveys will increase our knowledge about planets on larger orbits and about planets of lower mass. Even our limited knowledge so far, however, has opened our eyes to new types of planetary systems. The existence of hot Jupiters and of high mass planets on eccentric orbits has taught us that not all planetary systems are like the solar system. So even though it was an incomplete story at that time when they were starting off with the exoplanet search and they found this result of the hot Jupiters and hot Neptunes type of exoplanets that they're finding, even though that's the case, it was not the full story, but at the same time, it was still very illuminating because we are literally finding totally new kinds of worlds that we did not know about, that we didn't think existed. And something like finding a hot Jupiter that close to their parent star is in itself such a startling and surprising result. So I think people had fun with that, and people were shocked by that, and it made for probably a really great conference talk and whatnot. But that is the end of that chapter from this segment, from this book. This is called Foundations of Astrophysics by Barbara Ryden and Bradley M. Peterson. We had started with exoplanets discussion from Neil deGrasse Tyson's book, actually, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, this one last night, and then we kind of transitioned to the other book to get into some more details. And so I just wanted to finish that up tonight because we didn't get time last night. And now I will look at your comments, and can we please get 100 likes? Thank you, Jay Franks. Jay Franks is saying, I love you. Well, thank you so much. And I think I saw earlier you were asking about some pasta. I do like the bolognese dish a lot. I like myself a bolognese. I like Alfredo, fettuccine, spaghetti, linguine, things like that. And yes, please double tap and give us some likes. Can we get 100 likes? Thank you. Thank you, Flash. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the support. Everybody. Can you see my mustache? Or is that a vein? Might be a vein, actually. You never know. I do have some good veins here. Hello, Jacob. It's ready, and the wine too. It better be ready. Where do I click to love? You can send your love in the gifts and super chats. PayPal is in my description if you're interested in that. But then there's also super chat and gifts options here. Or you can send a heart emoji. Any and all of the above are most welcome, my darling friends. Flash is saying, okay. Grace is saying, OMG, lol. Hello, friend, love the earrings. Thank you. J. Franks. Justin, thank you. First name, last name is saying, we all love you. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. How can we still find surprises after 1,000+ years of discovery? At some point, we will expect to be baffled. The word Jovian comes from Latin, meaning of Jupiter, derived from Lovianus, a name related to the Roman king of the gods, Jupiter, also called Jove. Thank you. All the calculations and theories dissolve in the secure comfort of a warm, blissful embrace. That was a good comment. Nice nails. Oh, thank you. I keep them short. See you next time, Zoro. And please do like, share, and subscribe so you can come back to whatchamacall, the live again at some point. Why are these people saying that they sent me $100? Did you? To my PayPal? I'm gonna check. And if you didn't, then that's a little rude. Please do come back to the live. Subscribe so you can join us in our next live. Thank you so much. And can we get 100 likes? Sorry I look so tired today. I did go out for food and drinks, and so I'm a little bit tired. But Happy New Year, and I'm glad that we wrapped up the topic of exoplanets that we started last night. So thank you for that. J. Franks is saying party girl. A little bit. Party girl. Party girl. It's true. It's true. What did I eat? Cuban food. C. Martin is saying you're very smart. Oh, thank you. Thank you, C. Martin. Did you like, share, and subscribe? Did you subscribe? Would love to see you back here again. C. Martin, love. How is it? Oh, did you guys see my dress? Let me show you.
I forgot about my dress. See, it has this little part, and I wore this ring that matches, and my earrings match. Oh, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Did you see my dress? This is a very long dress. Let me show you. It's a very long dress. See? It's so long with a slit in the front. Ah. Thank you. There's Baji. The socks, I know my socks are, these are my long socks. Let me show you my long socks. These are my really very long socks. The socks come up to my knees. I know. I'm glad you like the earrings. I wore them because these are pretty much my only matching earrings with this dress. Glad you guys like. They do look nice. They do look nice. They do look nice. And then I wore this jacket on top because coordinated. Thank you guys. Thank you, Space-Time Entanglement, for the kind comments. Oh, thank you, C. Martin, for the gift. Oh my gosh. By the way, we're so close to 100 likes. Can we get 100 likes? C. Martin Love is saying, the way you think about things is so insightful. I could listen to you for hours. Thank you, and you should. I have recorded many, many episodes just for you and your friends, people like you, people who think similarly. So please do go to my channel, the live tab of the channel. There is this entire section of the channel called Live, where all my past live streams have been posted on this type of topic and more. Many, many, many lives on physics, astrophysics, astronomy, and cosmology. My favorite parts are actually cosmology and astrophysics in general, more than the astronomy, but people enjoy the planet stuff. So you should listen to these as you fall asleep, as you do your laundry, dishes, eating, sleeping, all of the things. So the videos are also ASMR,
and soothing to many, and guaranteed sleep to many. Some people like them for sleeping purpose. Some people find them insightful and such. Thank you, C. Martin, love, for the $5. Thank you so very much. Can we get $10? It's at 7 right now. And thank you guys so much for the 100 likes. Yay! We have 40 people, 100 likes, $7, and 381 gifts. And I'm gonna do the top fans in a bit again. Kyron is saying, I will fall in love with you, B. Okay. Hello, Snow Leopard. I like you 100 times. Oh, thank you, first name, last name. Hello, baby Baba. That ring is big like you're married. This one, I keep telling you guys, it's my brand ring. I was sent this ring. Remember my spiel about minimalism? This ring is moissanite. It's a silicon carbide ring. I also have a diamond ring that I bought myself, but this is a 2-carat round classic cut moissanite ring that I got as a brand deal. And I have a video on this and everything. Please do subscribe to my channel so you can see these videos, including but not limited to the ring. Sometimes I have to do these little ads, you know, but most of the time the content, I mean, large majority of the content, if not all the content, is physics, astronomy, cosmology, cats, and us chatting. Okay? Oh gosh, thank you so much. Oh, let me read that. Tomorrow is my birthday, says Kyron. Happy birthday. C. Martin is saying, you have a way of making complicated things sound simple. That's really impressive. Thank you, C. Martin. Thank you so much, C. Martin, for all your support and love and gifts and super chat. Thank you. Frederick is saying, how was your day? It was all right. It was really good. Dinner was really good. Oh, and also we have discussed a lot about black holes too. Somebody just brought that up. Can we get 110 likes? An engineer, what a surprise. The spaghetti is ready and the wine is in the glass. Good job, J. Franks. Where in Italy are you? मैंने भौतिक विज्ञान पढ़ा था, सुना कि definition हिंदी मीडियम से ताप की परिभाषा. I watch you 24/7. Oh, thank you so much. Please do leave me some comments when you watch my videos so I know what you liked and did not like. Looks like the wine and Cuban food is fading. I know, I feel quite faded at this point. I was feeling the wine and Cuban food a lot more when I started the live, but now I'm good. It's 3:30 in the morning. It is 3:30 in the morning and I'm quite good. Not feeling it anymore. Hello, Benny. Hello, Grace. That's okay if you want to friend zone me. I actually wear this ring on this finger in hopes that more people will friend zone me, but generally that doesn't happen. People still go for it. Thank you. Thank you. Glowing today, thank you. You have very small fingers. Yeah, I guess so. Thank you, Ray Costello. Thank you, everybody. These are all my favorite rings at this time. I like rings. I'm a ring girl. I'm in Boston, yes. You guys are so nice. Thank you so much. The ring is loose. Well, it really depends on the weather, whether the ring is loose or not. In the summer, it's not loose. Right now, it's winter. My fingers are all dried up or something. You're right. The ring is a little loose right now. My ring size is 6.5. And yes, please, you should come back to watch my black holes lives. I mean, I have a bunch already out there, but you should find the ones that I did already, or you can come back and we can watch it more. I've done a bunch on black holes. Live streams. Hello, Joel. This is a exoplanet stream. You should rewind, by the way, if you're coming in just now. Thank you, guys. Okay, any last comments? We can say goodnight. Hello, Brennan. Good night. ABC, good night. I like the movie Swades a lot. Abigail, thank you so much. Abigail sent a gift. Thank you, Abigail. Abigail Howell has sent a gift. Thank you, Abigail. Can we do a sleepover? Hello, Joe Dirt. Think about it as saying drink water. Good night and thanks again. Good night, C. Martin. Hi, Richie Phillips. Thank you. Good night. Oh, thank you, C. Martin. C. Martin sent a floating heart. Oh, I should do my top fans one last time. Do you believe in string theory? So we talked about superstring theory quite a bit on the channel. There is a series of lectures that we did on grand unification theory, string theory, superstring theory, and such. So certainly we can go into it in more detail. Takes entire live streams to talk about that. But do I believe in it? I believe it as a candidate for grand unification theory, but I don't like that it cannot be tested. Hello, Gumby. What a little sweetie pie. Hmm. Um. Thank you, Sosa. Hello, Casey Blizzard. I see your comment, a print up. I'm not sure of the answer about magnetic debris. Are you talking about whether it's made of basically all magnetic, like ferrous or other? Baji is here. Baji. Baji. Baji Baba. Baji is sleeping behind me. Deep breath. Actually, we will end the live with some deep breathing and the top fans list. Thank you, Meow El New Soul. Thank you so much. That is very sweet of you to say. Baji is my favorite cat. Thank you. Think of Jupiter. I like that. Let me put this back on the other stand. Skeletora! My favorite Skeletora is here. Skeletora, where have you been when I needed you? Skeletora! You started a new job? Skeletora, you're too funny, but I don't know if I can read that out. You are too funny, Skeletora. Oh my gosh, guys, can we get 120 likes and 7,000 subscribers? Aww. Rumor left a comment. Great job explaining hard stuff so easily, makes it easy to understand a complicated subject. Aww. Thank you, Scott, if you're watching this. Aww. Oh, Scott and others, my supporters of this channel. A bit topsy-turvy. Unspoken, how are you? Thank you, Meow. I wore the earrings for you guys. Thank you. Every night in my dreams. Cosmic Girl Physics Class, let's go, join live is my title. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Lions. I showed you guys the outfit just a moment ago. You can rewind. We're finishing the exoplanets topic tonight. Okay, let me change my description here. Near, far, wherever on. Once more, you open the door, and you hear in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime, and never let go till we're gone. Love was when I loved you one true time. I'd hold to in my life will always go on. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy Dussenberry has sent a Sunday. Thank you, Jeremy. Excuse me. Near. Hello, unspoken words. Talented and beautiful as well as intelligent. You already had me at spectrography. Okay. Which new avatar? You mean Baji? Grow new teeth. Hello. Okay. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. I'm trying to change the thumbnail and some of the description, but I think my internet is getting slower. Thank you, was 68. Thank you, Meow. Near, far, wherever you are. Oh, let me do the top fans real quick. Number 1 is C. Martin Love. Thank you, C. Martin, for the super chats. Really appreciate you. Number 2 is Tyson Jays. Thank you, Tyson, for the gifts and support. As always, thank you so much. Number 3 is Jeremy Dussenberry. Jeremy, thank you so much for the gifts. You made my day. Number 4 is Casual Burritos. Hello, Casual. Number 5 is Mr. Ayub. Number 6 is Rob Noxious. Hello, friend. Number 7 is ABC. Number 8 is MGA. Number 9 is Ray Costello. Excuse me for, sorry for the burping. Number 9 is Ray Costello. Number 10 is Kyron Mitchell. Number 11 is Grace is a Gift. Number 12 is The Wolf King. Number 13 is Kirk Frederick. Number 14 is Space-Time Entanglement. Hello, Space-Time. Always appreciate your comments. Number 15 is Willie. Number 16 is Antonio. Number 17 is Derek. Stairs. All right. Well, my internet is somehow sort of working and sort of not working on the laptop where I tried to make some updates. Nilfa Lions, honorable mention. There you go. Thank you guys so much for all your likes and subscribes and shares and comments and chat messages and gifts and super chats. As always, it's been a pleasure. I hope you can join me tomorrow for tomorrow's live as well. And then the next day and the next and the next. We'll probably go really hard in the month of January, which is a winter month. And I do more lives during the winter. So please do like, share, and subscribe and come back tomorrow night. Mwah. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Did I share the live? Thank you, Meow. I am struggling with the live settings actually, so I am now. Bye bye.